What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at this large lineup of newer style 200 series John Deere tractors that I've just picked up over the last few days. I'm going to talk about each one of them and tell you what my plans are. So let me preface this video by saying my camera on my phone is starting to go bad. It's a little bit foggy, so I'm sorry that this video isn't going to be the greatest, but it's still going to get the point across. Real quick here, I got a snowplow 42-inch and a 42-inch snow blower. Both of those will fit on this style of 200 series, the 275, 262, 242, all of those. Without further ado, let's get right into the tractors themselves. Here we got a John Deere GT 275. This tractor is complete, minus this one piece, which I have a new one for it. It's not a terrible tractor. It's in decent shape. It definitely is going to need a little bit of paint work, and the motor currently is taken apart in this tractor. We're going to go ahead and try and get this tractor running again. Whether or not I end up putting a new motor into it or getting this old one running, I still really have high hopes that this tractor will be back in use again within the next couple of weeks. Next to it is my favorite tractor out of this lineup, funny enough, the Saber. I've never owned a Saber before. I've owned a lot of tractors. If you know this channel, you know that's true. Probably thousands of tractors at this point. Never owned a Saber. This is the first one. The cool thing about this Saber is that it is actually pretty much the same thing as this 200 series style John Deere, but with a nicer hood in my opinion, and that's about it. You don't have the stupid plastic things on the outside of the fenders. We'll do a whole video comparing these two once they're both running and driving, but a lot of people saw this when I made the post and I'm like, oh, Sabers are garbage. This is one of the ones that is not. This is actually set up almost exactly the same as this one, and my favorite part, it's got a better motor in my opinion. It's got a Command V twin in it, which is awesome. That's got a Kawasaki single. So I'm really excited. This tractor is going to be our next Will It Start project and possibly resurrection project. So stay tuned for that video as well. And of course, when you're getting into a new series of tractor, you also have to pick up parts machines. This is one of those. This is another GT 275, just a parts tractor, engine seized. It's got plenty of parts on there I can resell. Mower deck's in great shape. That will likely end up on that tractor. When I say great shape, it's all relative. But it's supposedly got a good transmission, all that kind of stuff, good wheels, good front axle, good steering parts, all that. So that's just going to be a good parts tractor from here on out. Well, because at the end of the video, you'll see why. So this is normally what you see on my channel, older stuff, older vintage stuff like this 214. This tractor, I don't know if it's going to be parts or it's going to get sold whole. It is a cool little tractor. It does have hydraulic lift, which is nice. You don't see that every single day. It's got everything for it. I think the motor is good. I kind of played around with it a little bit, but then again, who knows? I really haven't had that much time to play with it. The hood supports are a little so I'm going to go ahead and actually just keep that open so I don't bend the hood too much. But yeah, overall, it's nothing special. It's okay. Then we got a 285. That's a liquid-cooled V-twin Kawasaki. Unfortunately, that does have a bad cam gear, so the engine is not going to run. But it's got a nice deck on it, and my favorite part is that it comes with a full power flow bagger system right there, and then there's the rest of it back there. So I do plan on swapping all that onto another tractor, but I might end up getting this one running because this is a pretty decent, solid tractor. So speaking of swapping decks, that's why I bought this 260. This deck on this one is probably the worst I've ever seen in my life. It is really bad. But it's a 260. It's got a single Kawasaki, super common motor. They're really reliable. There's no liquid cooled, none of that garbage. It's just a really reliable motor. Unfortunately, the rear end in this tractor does seem like it's seized up. It will not roll. It shifts into all the gears, but we could not get it to roll. But I paid so little for it. I got hubcaps. I do have the wheel weights on it as well. So I'm not worried about making my money back on this tractor. More than likely, it'll just be parts. But hey, like I said, when you're getting into a new series of tractor, you got to get parts for them. Now, I'm supposed to be looking at another 260 and a 240 tomorrow, and hopefully one of those tractors will come home so I can put that deck on there, get it right to work, and I can sell it before leaf season over, because as you can see, the trees are getting bare, so I need to sell all my leaf cleanup stuff. Then we got a GT 242. I am just a little bit obsessed with this grill style. I really think it's a cool look. When I picked this one up last night, unfortunately, the hood was dropped and it was cracked more than it already was. So the top portion of the hood is junk, but the bottom portion's not terrible. So this hood will likely stay on this tractor. I might, if it really turns out nice, I might get a new upper hood for it, but probably not. It'll probably just get sold with the cracked hood on it. This has a 38-inch deck. This is pretty much just the manual version of the 275 with a slightly smaller motor in it. But overall, it's not too bad. I do like these manuals. These are like one of John Deere's only true manual transmissions, which is cool. They don't have a vari drive or anything like that. But overall, it's not bad. These are pretty much the budget models as well, from what I can tell. There's no hour meter, none of that stuff. It's all pretty basic. Like I said, just a manual transmission, nothing else really. And then, as I said before, you got to have a parts machine. So here's another GT 242, which honestly likely will also run. The engine seems like it's pretty healthy in this one. It has been sitting in a bush for quite a while, as you guys can see. I mean, that's a lot of growth on there. But like I said, motor spins over, nice 48-inch mower deck. So I'm pretty excited about this one as well. Also, check out that seat. That's a nice looking seat for any one of these other ones or even some of the vintage stuff. So there you guys go. So what the plan is, if you guys are wondering, is I'm going to be digging into the salvage side of things a little bit more as far as my business goes. I've been buying more and more tractors that either are broken, there's something wrong with them, something that I can take, I can part out and not feel bad about it. Something like this tractor right here, the engine's seized in it. That's a good parts tractor. Someone's going to want a lot of parts off of that one. But also up here are some ones that actually run and drive. That one runs and drives. That one, I've had both of these running and driving. That one runs great, but the rear end's That one's sold. We're not even going to look at that one. But that's what I'm trying to do. And when I did a lot of research, I noticed that a lot of these newer 200 series Deeres are selling, like all their parts are selling really good because people still use them. So that's kind of the plan. I want to kind of migrate into some more newer stuff so that I can broaden my scope of what I buy and sell. And this is just the next series up because these are still I consider these still garden tractors, we'll say. They're not going to be as heavy duty as like, my 330 diesel, but they're still 5-lug tractors. They're still heavy duty. I really don't want to go into like the big box store tractors that I see a lot of people getting into. I'm not really about that. This stuff I love. So I'm really excited. This is a whole new chapter of my life and a whole new chapter of my business. So I'm really excited to start all that out. And like I said, we're going to start out with this Saber right here. I'm actually going to pull this out right now, pressure wash it, and then tomorrow we're going to get to work on it and hopefully get it running. So this video will be out before then. Once that video is done, I will link it in the comments or description, whatever I can do. But till then, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy all the content. Have a good one.